It's your boy Verse, and this is Open Mike with OTR Mike.
I messed that up. But anyway,
Stuff happens.
it didn't say it was live, but then it said it's live. So what's up, good people? It's your boy, OTR Mike. And let me be the first to welcome you to another episode of Open Mic with yours truly. That's right. This is the show where the mic is open for any discussion, no matter what it is, who it is, or where it is. And as you can see on the screen, I'm joined by one of my partners in this YouTube thing. YouTube slash podcast extraordinaire himself. One of the hardest working podcasters in the game, man. He ain't been in it that long, but Hendo, like you work, bro. You work.
That's
So
right.
listen, man, on short notice, I sent Hendo a text around, what was it, 10 or 11 o'clock?
Something like that.
Something like that. Yo, what you doing, lady? You free? Sure. That's all he said. Yeah, what's up? Like, yo, let's get on the chop it up. All right, cool. That's all he said. Right? So he's here. He made time for me. I appreciate it. Hendo,
Yes, sir.
say what's up to the people.
What's going on, y'all? I'm glad y'all stopping by. I see there's a couple people in here. Make sure you tell some more people. Let's get some people in here. I know it's a surprise. It's last minute.
Yeah,
But
surprise.
it's Friday afternoon. You know what I mean? What else are we going to do other than hang out and, talk a couple things?
Right. Mr. J in the building. He said, oh, word. Yeah, Mr. J. We snuck it out. Look, Hendo live. We was going to record this episode. Then he said, yo, why not just go live? I say, yo, you right. And then Danity. Surprise. You right. It is surprise. Go tell everybody though. Jose, B, they probably don't even know we in here.
They don't.
They don't know we in here.
I have not gotten a text about, oh, word, this is what we're doing.
Right. Oh, that's how y'all feel. And that's right, Mr. J. And man, Hendo is a superstar.
I ain't no superstar.
I'm just the man next to the man, Mr. J, but I appreciate it.
Son, I just listen. I'm just about work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing other than work. And and it kind of leads into, what we're talking about as far as support goes. And I'll get into it later on about why my work ethic is the way that it is. And it all came from the non-support that I had growing up, so to speak, kind of sort of.
For sure. And that's why I wanted you on here, though. Let's shout out the B who jumped in here real quick. Well, this is a lovely surprise. What a way to kickstart the weekend. We appreciate you, Yolanda B. Thanks for dropping in on us. And you're right, Hendo. That's why I wanted to get you on to talk about this topic, because we discussed it a little bit before on the life of a content creator episode that we did on Open Mic in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to Brandon Bazell, who brought this topic back up to us and said, man, look, I know it was discussed on that episode, but I think we need a full episode on that. And I'm like, you're right. That is a good topic. So today we want to talk about support, man, and how sometimes it feels like you get more support from people outside of your circle. It's from people that you may not even have seen in person. Then you get support from people that you've known for 30 plus years.
Facts.
As weird as that can be. So, Hendo.
Yes, sir.
Let's just kick it off, man, because let's just chit chat about this. Let's just be open about it. That's what I want to do. That's why it's called Open Mic. For one, why do we think that happens? Like, I know I'll kick it off this way. I know I've gotten caught up in that web, and we've talked about it before. Mm-hmm. Back when we started off the record, I'm like, man, this going to blow. I know y'all tease me all the time, but I do know a lot of folks, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is nothing. I'm going to have everybody that I know listening to this show. And I got humbled real quick. Because when the show dropped, it damn sure didn't take off like I thought it would, right? So why do you think that is? What's up with that? Why do I get more support from you, Hendo, who I did get to meet in person yesterday, which we had a
Indeed.
good time.
Indeed.
But I've got more support from you, who I'm just meeting, maybe a year or two now, than I do people that I've known forever.
Well, a couple reasons. I'm not going to get too much into the first reason, but the first reason pretty much is alignment. Like spirits align, um, good people align somehow, some form of fashion. Certain people were meant to meet because it's no way to me on this green earth that I would ever have stumbled upon a group of guys that I consider family now. Like y'all dudes are closer to me than some of my real family, and some dudes I've been kicking it with for, like you said, 30 years. But what happens is, especially coming from Baltimore, and I know this is more worldwide spread than just Baltimore. People want to see you succeed, but they don't want to see you succeed before they do. That is the problem. I want Mike. I want you to blow up. I want you to get all your flowers. I want you to get everything you deserve, but just not before me. Now, once I make it big and I make my money, you can follow behind me. And it's all about ego. Our ego, especially for men, ego is the thing that drags us down the most. It takes us down that wormhole of self doubt, self deprecation. Um, it makes us stab our friends in the back for a little bit of fame because we had the little discussion last night about certain people using people just to get on and become more famous. With me, it's a little different because I don't seek the limelight. I don't seek to be special. I don't seek attention. I don't seek praise. I just seek for my people to win because when y'all win, I win. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to see none of my people feeling down. I don't want to see any of my people depressed. When y'all winning, your spirits are up. You good. You know what I mean? Like yesterday, me, you, and Jose met, and that was the first time that we met. But we just kicking it like, yeah, me. We've known each other for the longest,
Exactly.
and I'm a newbie to this group.
Yeah.
Y'all know each other 20 something years. I'm new to this group, and even though it was a little trepidation before I went, it's just like, oh, we talk all day, every day.
Pretty
So
much.
for us, and for me personally, like that has always been in me from my grandmother. But the way that it started was when I was a child, and I say this humbly. When I was a child, I was a genius. Like I was really a kid genius, and I don't know where it came from because a lot of people in my family aren't that highly intelligent. But my intelligence wasn't nurtured. I had cousins, I had other family members that were like, "What, you think you better than us? You ain't ish. You ain't never gonna be nobody. You just like your mother." And like I said, I've explained this before. That one comment when I was younger used to get me. You gonna be just like your mother. And my mother suffered from depression, but nobody knew it was depression back then. People just said, "Oh, she's lazy," and they used to say that to me all the time, and they used to bore the skin off my bones. Like, "Yo, you just like your mother. You just like your mother." So that negativity and that self doubt is what brought me down. But also, I had my grandmother to pick me up, and I could see by example. I didn't need people to tell me stuff. I could see for myself how she helped people and did stuff for people. So coming into this group, y'all did something that I wanted to do, kind of, sort of, not on the level that y'all were on, but I just wanted to try it out. But more importantly, y'all encouraged me and pushed me. And not only did you do that, y'all gave me advice on how to get better. And Jose and Brodney, we talk about the same stuff, but they sit there telling me like, "No, do this. Try it this way. Hey, maybe you should do this." And I'm sitting there like, "Yo, I'm not used to dudes doing that." So the first time that they reached out and showed me that kindness, it's a wrap because I'm a real loyal dude. Like I'm a really loyal person. When I know you loyal to me, it ain't nothing more in this world I won't do for you. So when you call, if I ain't doing, even if I'm doing something, if you like, "Yo, I need this, and that," I'm there. And it's not a problem because giving of myself is what you're supposed to do. This is what we're supposed to do as people. We're supposed to give of ourselves to others. It's not about, oh, me, flashy, yo, I'm this and that, yo, pop my collar and all that other dumb stuff. It's about helping your brother because if I help you and you help somebody else and they in turn help another person, we start to make this world a better place because it's a transference of energy that goes from one place to the next.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, to start at begin. Hold up. Uh-oh. They got wind of the surprise. Surprise.
Surprise.
But no, I mean to start at the beginning, like, I was excited. Like, Jose hit me, and first thing I said was like, "Yo, you call Hendo?" Because I was excited to meet you. Like you said, man, it feels like we've already known each other, and we hit the ground running. Like it was like we known each other for 30 years, right?
Thanks.
But one of the things that and it wasn't my first time experiencing, like, I guess, the lack of support in something. It ended up leading to it in the first situation that I'm about to explain. But way back when, Brandon and I started a AAU basketball program, and my mission with it was to give kids an opportunity to play on that level, but without the cost, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, no, you know how it is, Hendo, around here. Like, it's people paying $3, 4, 5, $600,000 for their kid to play
Mm-hmm.
high level basketball, and the kids that I was around, they ain't had that bread, right? So I tried to find a way to do that, and I succeeded, right? And it got to the point where it outgrew Brandon and myself, so we needed help, right? We
Right.
needed people to coach. We needed people to get involved. We even if you just show up to a game.
Mm-hmm.
And in the very early stages, of course, it was ugly because you got two broke ass dudes trying to start this. We don't got no money, but we try to figure out, like,
How to get it.
how are we gonna do this for these kids? We just knew we wanted to do it. So it felt like in the early beginning stages, people didn't believe it was gonna happen, right? So unfortunately, it took us to actually make it happen, get these kids fresh uniforms, grind to make and fundraise the money, get these kids in local leagues and stuff like that, and then actually having some success for people to start saying, "Oh, all right, it's real." So then people did start to show up, but I felt some kind of way in the beginning of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I thought this podcast thing would be different, right? Because we ran into the same situation, right? Um, but it's weird because even when we first got into podcasting, shout out to my man Drew from Diapers and Haircuts podcast. I don't think they pod it no more, but Drew is the founder and owner of one of the first black husband and wife breweries in Maryland. Liquid Intrusion Brewery. That's the beer I was drinking last night at the meeting with Black owned. So shout out to him. He followed his passion, and he said the same thing. I should have got him on to discuss this too when he was going through the legwork to start that. But anyway, Drew jumped into my inbox and like, "Yo, what's up? I see y'all local. I wanna connect." And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
because when I first got into podcasting, I was thinking it was going to be the crabs in the barrel thing, like everybody trying to reach the same thing.
Right.
And pleasantly, it was to my pleasant surprise that it was a lot of support within the game. Don't get me wrong, you got those few that hop in to try to, as we discussed last night, to try
Mm-hmm.
to piggyback off of somebody, but it's just an odd thing, man, that uh we have that, like, this situation happens, and it could easily be taken wrong, right? Like, if we were the type people that you know took it personal, like, it might have ended some friendships. You know what I'm saying? Because what are we doing here, right? All it takes is you to click, right, or to download something, right? It's like, I'm the type of person, as you said, I can you could put out a country album tomorrow, Hendo, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna blast that shit
Yep.
because that's just how I am, right? I'm proud of the fact that, my man created this work. So
About that.
I don't care if it sucked. Like, you did it. You put the hard work in. I'm blasting that. So, just like I said with Drew, and I seen Drew grinding out to reach his dream and start a brewery, and I found out his beer was at a local liquor store near me. So I went and bought it. I didn't even tell the people. I knew Drew, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like went in, bought it because like yo, I'm just happy for him. So I don't know, man. That was my own fault for expecting people to have, the same heart that I have, I guess. But it's just weird, man. And I kind of went on the tangent. But
True.
but yeah, yo, you're absolutely right about that head though. Let's see who we got in here real quick. Living Legend. What
LL.
up? Oh, yeah, this is hanging with Hendo right here.
Nah, it's not.
Daddy said depression is truly a mental illness, and I hate when people diminish the effect of it.
Facts.
Absolutely. What up, Ferris? Ferris says impromptu
Ooh.
stream. Yes, it was honestly, this was going to be a recording, and Hendo put the battery in my back, and now we live. So we here. And while you here, hit that like button if you don't mind.
And if you are new here, please subscribe to my man. We're trying to get him to 1,000.
Please. I used to stay on Liberty Heights back in the day with the Church of Park Heights.
Oh man,
I was in love with Baltimore ever since. I'm from South Carolina. Oh, okay, that's what's up.
21215, baby. 21215.
That's what's up.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, this my homie right here. Shout out, look, man, check them out. They do big things over there. She said, I think get more love in pod space with one another as a woman. Other women creators are so quick to support, unfortunately. So it's crazy about this.
She corrected and said other men.
Other men. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
So, and even in this situation, right? I ain't gonna put a name out there because I'm just go over there and follow, subscribe to their show. But I'm funny about that. Some people might go buy different things on there, on that. But she reached out to me when she realized that we was doing a podcast, and she was like, "Man, what do y'all use? I'm trying to start or whatever." And I got a picture of the equipment we was using. I sent it to her, and she was like, "Man, thank you," because I've asked other people, and they act like they didn't want to help out, right? I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, like it's just wild. I don't understand that, but it's just wild. It says y'all are just good people. If you're talking Baltimore, that's talking my language. Good looking out.
What's up?
Sharon says, hello, Mike and Hendo. Speak facts.
Up,
I love you guys. When I started listening to your podcast, you guys are all real people, and I love to hear people who speak real facts. We appreciate that.
Indeed.
D Weezy in the building. D Weezy said March Madness is real. Hendo and Mike midday live. What? Yeah, you crazy. Yeah, you right. You right, bro. What? Oh, Hendo, you see this?
Liberty Heights and Garrison.
You see what Danity's whole stomping ground?
I know she's around there, though. I know she's around there.
You know what I'm saying? All right, Danity. We might have to meet you.
Oh man.
You know
well,
speaking
of that, we gonna get that meet and greet going. So
yeah,
since she in the area, just hop on by.
Top billing. I think it's just you, bro. Unless anybody else in the chat, if we froze, let us know.
Right.
But yeah, Hendo, like, where you want to go with this show? Because this is one of those topics that it can get touchy, right? And it can be one of those things that we can educate folks on too at the same time. And it's not just within podcasting or starting AAU basketball teams. Sometimes it's just it's in major situations like a job. You know what I'm saying? Like careers.
Yep.
Like, what can we do, bro? Like, I understand you are who you are and how you are, and I am who I am and how I am. Right. What's a bit of advice you could give some people who may be watching, who subconsciously realize, like, damn, I might be one of those people who, don't support enough. What advice would you give to those people?
I guess I would just tell them to make a conscious effort to help somebody. It doesn't have to be somebody that you know or somebody that you're close with. Just make a conscious effort to do more for people, because you never know when you're going to be in a situation where you're going to need or want somebody to support you. Then when nobody's around, it's going to be the woe is me. Oh, I knew nobody wasn't here for me. But what are you doing to help others? Like, it's like throughout the day, and I'm not saying everybody needs to do this. Throughout the day, I just go on YouTube and search for small channels, and I'll watch their video and I'll subscribe to some and I'll like and I'll comment on others, and I'll be like, yo, keep up the good work. Great video. You never know who needs that encouragement or who might be that next person to blow. You could be somebody's inspiration. And my thing is always reach one, teach one. If you do to one and one does to another, eventually we will all start to support each other. I think too much in this world, everybody is out for self and everybody's just worried about me, 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 me. And that selfishness is what's kind of breaking this world apart and destroying a lot of communities. Like even just the neighborhoods we live in, neighbors aren't neighbors like they used to be.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's because everybody stays in their own little cocoon and they're just worried about themselves. I see people watching kids running out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
I be damned. I don't care whose kid it is. Hey, yo, stop playing in the street. And you can go tell your parents I said that. So I just think if people took the time out to consciously go look to help somebody else, like with this YouTube thing, I'm gonna tell you, I've lost friends over the last year. I've lost long time friends. I don't think they know that they've been lost, but they're lost because I've asked them to support, and it doesn't take a second just for you to click on the video. I'm not even asking you to watch my video. Just click on it, let it run. But yet and still, I'll see them on Instagram and Facebook talking about, oh, check out my boy's new album. Yo, it's dope. Tracks 3 and 7 are the truth. Minute 48 in this one. And I'm like, oh, so you're going into depth about them, but you can't even just click a like on mine. And of course, with the YouTube thing, you can't really check above on it. So of course, it's I'll be watching your stuff. I'll be checking you out. And as far as career paths go, listen, we are in a different time now. This is a different time, a different space. Everybody can get there, especially with this YouTube stuff. Everybody can win. It's not a competition because the people that are sitting here watching you right now, later on are going to go watch somebody else. And it doesn't take away from one another. So when it starts to come to careers and certain things like that, people need to be supportive in what others want to do. Stop holding people accountable for being unhappy. Like if I come to you as a spouse and say, hey, look, I'm thinking of making a career change. You're like, no, why would you want to do that? Stable money is good money. But yet still they're unhappy. Now in the end, y'all break up because this person's miserable in their life and you don't support them in what they're doing. I think good or bad, because listen, we've all been through rough patches and we all can rebound. So if you support somebody enough and they fail, all right, we tried it. Now it's back to my way.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know. They might blow up. And now you're in a whole new situation and you would have never been there because you're stuck in your ways. You're stuck in your traumas and you don't believe in them because we all have self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We all sometimes got to sit there in the morning at the edge of the bed. Yeah. All right, we're going to do it today. I'm about to get up and go to work. I promise. I'm about to get myself up. You got to go, Tony. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like we all need that. And we don't always need somebody saying, nag. You know, do this. You can always tell me the wrong thing.
Right.
But you can never support me in the right thing. And I just think that we as people need to get on that positive page. I know people think I'm real negative and stuff. I'm not. I'm a really positive person.
Hendo is a very positive person. It's not negative. I mean, what you do, right? For people that don't know, Hendo is the host of Ravens Online Gatekeepers, and he keeps it real about the Ravens, right? And all of their transgressions, right? And he points out the part that people don't want to hear, so that people jump in the comments, oh, Hendo's so negative or whatever. But let me tell you, this brother, and I try to say it as much as I can, this brother will help you even when you don't ask for help, right? When I was starting this podcast and going solo, this brother was working behind the scenes and putting intros together and thumbnails and all kinds of stuff for me. And I didn't even ask. I'm like, yo, like I said, I hit Hendo a couple hours ago, like, yo, what you doing later? Right. You know, some people need 24, 48-hour notice to jump on somebody's show. And Hendo was like, bro, I got you. Just let me know. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
so Hendo is not negative. Hendo is very, very positive, dude. Let's see what we got going on
Oh, damn, Jose.
here. Is that Jose or B?
That's
Oh, that's got to be Jose.
that's
Yeah,
Jose, but B's the one that called me the hater.
yeah. Yeah, Mr. J, it's no more. It's no more. Grandma tell you to take the plate down to Miss Johnson for me. Nope.
Because the grandmothers are now 44 and
Yeah,
in the club with the daughters.
yeah. It's the truth. Uh, what? How we pronounce your name, bruh?
What is it?
Cut,
Clot clot
cut,
clot clot. Okay.
yeah, we gonna call you okay. I just lost my job recently. I try help people in ways I can other than financially because I just don't have it right now. Yeah, man. Look, and I'm sorry to hear that, bro. And
Mhm.
keep your head up and because there's people that go through that situation all the time, man, and it could get them down. So
Shit, I just lost my job Tuesday.
yeah,
I just lost my job Tuesday
well, I didn't know that.
after
I'm
18 after
sorry to hear
18.
that.
Do I look like I'm down?
But I mean, you just got to keep it rolling, man, and
Facts.
keep your head forward, man, in any little way you could do it. One little tidbit for me, man, like I just started that recently, but like because like you said, here though, you wake up in the morning, you sit on the edge of the bed, you like, I just told you the other day, I contemplated, you know, getting in the game. You know what I'm saying? Not,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to say what game, but you think about those things when you don't want to go to work. Um, but I started writing myself little messages, right, on
Mhm.
sticky note, and I put them on my bathroom window. So then, that's the first thing I see when I get up in the morning. So, that's helped me uh get myself going and stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, keep your head up, bro. Um,
Indeed.
Brent says the one who excluded me from his actual league. Uh-oh.
Who
Uh-oh.
excluded you? Dang, who excluded you, Brent? It
Was
wasn't
it
me. Brent
was
in
it
my league.
Hendo?
Nah, it could have been me. He's talking about Brownie.
D Weezy said Hendo is a realist. He gonna be real win, lose, or draw.
Yo,
Facts.
I ain't gonna hold back. Like, listen. When I tell y'all, growing up, I was a totally different person. Like, I was shy. I was quiet. Like, it was so bad. So I grew up in a Jewish community. Well, Park Heights, towards going towards cross country. I grew up in a Jewish community. It was I was so timid. I don't timid to an extent. Like I would
Mhm.
walk and I see the Jewish people walking down the street. Just so they wouldn't feel uncomfortable, I would go across the street and
Across
keep
the
walking.
street.
And
Yeah.
keep so they wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Like I was quiet. I didn't cause waves. I didn't do anything until my cousin, who's like my sister, like we grew up together and she's just always been a different type individual. And she was like, yo, what you sparing these people feelings for? They're not gonna spare yours. And she like tapped me in the head and I'm like, you right.
You're right.
It's no, you know what I mean? I used to feel bad about giving people bad news and all this other stuff. And it's
Yeah.
just like now I'm just like, yo, you keep it real and you let people know where you're coming from. That way it's no surprises. You know who I am, you know how I
Mhm.
feel about you. So we ain't got to play this little tit for tat game of, oh man, is that man really cool with me? I'm gonna hang around him, but I don't even know if he like me. You know if I like you or not.
Right.
And you know if I rock with you. So we ain't even gotta play these. They call me Hebrew. Hey, yo, listen. So listen. The one thing I would say that I'm happy about now, really happy about now is over the last few weeks, I feel like I've been getting closer to Jose.
Yeah.
Jose is a fool. That's all I
Jose
gotta
funny
say.
as hell.
Jose is a fool.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, you talk about a real gangster when it comes to keeping it real. Jose is that. He's
Yes,
that.
he made me worse. In all honesty, him and Brady made me a worse person. Because
Yeah.
I used to want to avoid like Twitter beefs and the comments and stuff. Now I'll be looking for that. Like what?
Yeah.
Who? Somebody? Where?
We for the smoke. Brandon, that's Al. What's up, bro? Listen, man, you asked for the episode and you got it, bro. This was a episode spawned by you and what you think we should talk about, and that was the lack of support from your inner circle, right? And how it seems like you get more support from those that you don't know. Let's see. Who else? Let me get some. Brandon also says, I was told Amtrak is hiring over 8,000 jobs.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you, Brandon is new to our Discord. But when I tell you, when it comes to support from somebody you don't know, like for everybody, Brandon is there keeping all three discords going. Like people need help, advice, or whatever. Brandon is always there. So this is another example of how people that you don't know outside of your circle will come support you. Like this is the stuff I'm going with Dre, going through with Dre, because Dre is a real skeptic, and he's just like, yo, you can't be serious until he met y'all.
Right.
He was like, yo, you can't tell me that strangers on the internet, you can't be that close. You don't know these dudes.
Right.
I said, look, I said, listen to this. I said, what are the odds in all of the social media internet kingdom that I would align with a bunch of dudes that live where I live at? What are the odds
Mm-hmm.
that most of them live here? He was like, man, I don't know, but you don't know these cats. Then he met y'all and he hit me up and was like, I get it.
Yeah.
He said, y'all close. I said, yeah. Closer than anybody that you know that you think is supporting you right now. And he looked it up and was like, you're right. They don't even know me and support me more than my co-workers, my friends, my family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a weird dynamic, man. But listen, the sooner that you realize it, and that's why we having this episode now. For those who looking to get into podcast or the YouTube, and for those that have any type of venture that you got going on, man. Um, look, try not to take it personal. Oh, you can, but like just be prepared, man, because it's the support that you think is automatically built in. It's not the case, man. It's not the case, and I don't know if it's just in our community. All I can speak on is our community, right?
Right.
You know, I've had other people on. I had my man John on off the record, and I interviewed him, man. And he had a few business ventures, and he said the same thing to me. Like, man, I thought that, you know, my business was going to be booming because of all the people I know. And you think I know a lot of people? This brother know 10 times that, and it didn't work that way. And I told him, like, bro, I wish I'd have had this conversation with you sooner, because it just it could be hurtful, yo. Like when we started our AAU team was called the Columbia Saints,
Mm-hmm.
and yo, it was hurtful, right? I did take it personal then, right? And that's maybe why I was able to deal with it when we went through it with off the record. But yo, it can sting you a bit, right? Especially those that you expect to be there no matter what. You know, your day ones. You know what I mean? And it's just what it is. It's um and it's unfortunate. Let's see who else we get some more of these comments. I don't know how y'all brothers be doing this, running these comments and trying to run the show.
it's not.
This ain't easy. Like when we did it for off the record, we had 3 other people on the screen, so somebody could be handling that situation. But Brett said, "Man, you're going into a storm. You are a storm. You are in a storm, or just got out of that mofo. Keep your head up, and you will soon prosper." That's for you, Hendo, and you, Clot. It's Clot.
You know I'm gonna keep my head up.
For sure. And though you already know, man. Brett B said send them the resume. You can send it my way too, bro. You already know. You already know how we gonna do it. Brett said, y'all are amazing. We appreciate you, Brett. Let's see what Yolanda says. We really appreciate all the great contact for the LBHT community. Yeah, man. Let me get those dudes their flowers real quick. Shout out to Jose and Brodney of the Lunch Break Hot Take show. I'm not even gonna call it a show. It is a show, but they built sort of what we want to call it,
a conglomerate.
Yeah, but like they built like a I don't even want to call it a media situation, because I mean it's a family, right? But they are building something that it's amazing to see piece by piece. You know, like you said, a lot of us have met from, you know, the Lunch Break Hot Take show, right? You know, and bro, I don't know. I don't know if Jose's still in here. I don't think B's in here. B probably working. That hard working man is probably working.
I think he
Um,
off now.
oh, you off? Tell him
He
get
took off early. I think
tell him get his butt in here. But it's what y'all doing, man, is amazing, bro. Uh, and I try to let them know that all the time as much as I can. Some of the things y'all doing. So salute to those dudes, man, because everybody in here basically is who I met from there. My homie said the hate and jealousy can be so crazy with people, personally, that they'll ask someone else before they ask you to help them. That's a fact.
Yep.
It's weird. That is weird. Like, that's weird. Right, D Weezy. I wouldn't be here right now without
Facts.
LBHT. You right, bro.
Facts.
You right.
But it's crazy. What's crazy to me is they'll sit there and watch you work and bust your tail off, and during the process, they'll be like, "Yo, why you working so hard?" And then when the end result comes out and you make it, they like, "You don't deserve that. You saw me go through the process." So to you all out there, be leery of people, and I correct anybody who does this, family, friend, foe, I don't care who it is. When you start talking to people about your endeavors or what you want to do in life, when they say you're little, when they like, yeah, I seen your little podcast, don't call my stuff little.
Yes.
Don't call my stuff little. I don't care if you meant it, if it was a mistake, a faux pas. I don't care what it was.
Right.
Don't call my stuff little. Don't diminish what I'm doing because you ain't doing it.
Right. Right. That you right. I see you doing your little podcast.
Right.
I see you doing your little basketball thing. Like,
right.
why you gotta diminish what I'm doing like that? Right. It's crazy. Clock, do it, man. Clock said I think podcasting is my lane. I just talk country as hell was making it funny. That's cool.
It don't make a difference.
Jump out there, bro.
It's so many, and that's one thing I've watched. I watched a lot of people. It's so many people out there that you would think maybe could be self-conscious. They just out there owning it. They on their podcast like, look, let me tell you something. And I'm looking at them like, yo, I'm loving the confidence. I'm loving the confidence. So listen,
yeah,
it's like I said before, this is an avenue, this is a venture where everybody can win. Just because you successful does not mean that I'm not going to be successful. So just because somebody else is doing it, and I think that's the thing that a lot of people say, oh, there's so many people doing YouTube right now. It don't matter. There is a lane for everybody.
Yeah.
I had to work at it.
Mr. J, exactly. These are the words that I was looking for to describe what Lunch Break Hot Take is doing over there, man. It's more than a show. More than a podcast, more than a YouTube channel, man. They doing their thing over there. Yep. Like D Weezy said, a community. Shout out to Buck. What up, Buck, man? Go over there and check out Buck. I jumped in, the bases loaded. Buck, you ain't talking enough Orioles for me, bro.
The buck stops here. Keep it a buck.
The buck stops here. All of that. Bases loaded, whatever. Buck got a lot going over there. So
he does Phoenix Suns NBA 2K Live.
Yeah. Subscribe to the homie over there. Brett said, Mike, you got a voice that echoes. You got to keep the videos coming. Amen, Hendo. Don't limit yourself because others can do what you do.
Yeah, they sure can. I don't do nothing. I just talk. I've always been a talker.
You're right, living legend. When they say your little podcast, it is a backhanded compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Backhanded. My sis say facts. She know. She over there working hard, right? And listen, you want to follow not just the women, but I want to point Yolanda B, Danity,
Sharon, Tanja.
Yeah, there was somebody else. Juliana was in here.
Yeah.
But fellas, go subscribe as well. But the ladies, definitely, I promise you, you will enjoy what they doing over there. Class says life is good though, fellas. I met you guys from Sip to Tally. Coach is a good guy. Coach is another one. Coach is another one. I'm glad you said that, Clock. Coach, let me give that brother his flowers, man. Coach, a lot of y'all came from seeing me on that show,
right,
on the Ravens Roundup, man. So, yeah, Coach is a good dude for real.
So that was another instance of the stars aligning. It just so happens we were doing a show together. And we were talking about something outside of football. We were talking some real life stuff. And Coach just happened to catch that and was like, yo, I like these dudes. Like, I get a vibe from them.
Yep.
And then invited us on his show. And now we done had a whole thing from that. And I honestly would not have grown like I've grown recently if it wasn't for Coach. So the stars aligned and people were supposed to meet and come in
Yeah.
contact with each other. Because I'm telling y'all, like y'all can hear me now. Y'all can record it. It's Friday, March 17th at 3:23 p.m. Yo, we about to blow. This LBHT thing is about to blow. We about to do some things and
Yeah.
blow some people's minds. And I like I said, I remember who's there from the beginning.
Mhm. But my bad, bro. I mean,
Nobody
I'll go.
watches baseball. Nobody watches baseball. Stop it, Buck.
Don't
Get
believe
leave.
that, but
Leave.
I
Nobody watches baseball.
don't believe that. D Weezy, where's your comment at? Get it going, bro. All of this stuff goes for you too, man. Put that battery back
Hey,
in your
Derek.
back and get it going, man.
Derek, stop talking about it. Stop talking. Just do it. If you're going to
Do
do
it.
it, just do it. Stop talking about it. You know what I
B
mean?
in the building. B,
Oh,
you skipping
snap.
work, bro? Or you
Nah.
off work?
I just told him to get in here.
Class said we sound professional as hell, bro. I don't know where you get that from.
No,
I don't understand. I get this thing that people say, yo, you got this smooth voice. I don't y'all heard me ask.
95.9.
I looked over there and asked my wife that one day, and she was like, she rolled her eyes at me. So
Okay, so I'm going to give you an analogy to that. Okay? Okay, so do you think that Beyonce is a beautiful woman?
yeah.
Beyonce she's very gorgeous. But to Jay-Z right now, she's a regular chick.
What? You think so?
He's seen her every day for how many years? No, don't get me wrong. He thinks that she's beautiful, but when he sees her, he's not like the average fan, like Beyonce. He's just like, yo, B, yo, make me some waffles. What you doing? Like, you know what I mean? So when your wife hears your voice now, it's kind of like, I've been hearing your voice for years. I'm used to you. But I guarantee you, when y'all first met, she was on the phone swooning, twirling the cord on the phone.
Listen, hey, bro. I don't have. I mean, I'm not to Beyonce's stature, so I mean, I think if I was dating Beyonce, I would know. Yeah, damn, that's Beyonce.
But after 10 years, Mike,
She's
she's
still
just
like the
B.
biggest star in the world, though,
But
bro.
to you, she's not. Because you see her take a dump. You see her when she giving you Dutch ovens in the bedroom. You see her when she got that cold
True.
snot running down her nose. So
You get a side. You see a side
you
that
the
people don't see.
right. So after 10
Yeah.
years, you be like, yeah, my baby still look good, but you're not gonna be astonished by it, like, oh, it's Beyonce. So your wife is just used to your voice.
I appreciate it, living legend.
Right. He got that 95.9 late night voice.
Nah,
That
you know
quiet
how to
storm.
be. You know how to be said, yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, I promise you, those sisters they doing their thing over there. Let's see.
So I do think that in the LBAC community, we need more female voices because
Yeah,
we are male dominant in what we do.
this lady who we have highlighted is pretty good at
Running her
when she
mouth.
even I look. I didn't say that, Yolanda, but when your spot duties when you come in, yeah, like you good, you're natural, but
Mm-hmm.
I never press anybody to do or push anybody to do anything they don't want to do. But you're good at this thing.
She
Yeah.
is.
So look, man, we got 24 people in here. Look, I appreciate y'all dropping in with us. The midday spare the moment live. If you have not hit the like button, please do that. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. But I think I know everybody in here already, and you're probably already subscribed.
It's some
So
lurkers.
anyway,
It's some lurkers out there.
yeah, it's a few. It's always a couple of them. So anyway, Hendo,
Mm-hmm.
before we get out of here,
Yes, sir.
final thoughts on this situation. Again, shout out to Brandon Bazell for putting this topic on the forefront and getting us to talk about it. Um, any final thoughts, man, on what we got going on? Why this situation? I mean, we discussed why it happened, but
Mm-hmm.
we kind of discussed what we could do to get better at it. Man, just any final thoughts on the lack of support from our own circles?
I guess my final kind of point would be Put your ego aside. Put your ego aside because a lot of people don't realize they get put on through association. A lot of people don't realize when you back there supporting somebody, they see you supporting them. So when they blow, they take you with them. Like LeBron James, he got all his people. He takes all his people with him
Perfect,
because
perfect
because
analogy.
you know what I mean, because they were there from the beginning. When you giving up on people, and this happens a lot in sports, you give up on them like, oh man, you ain't doing nothing with that. Let me go over here and do this. When they blow, now it's like, hey yo, what about me? No,
Mm-hmm.
you quit on me. Oh, you ain't real. You ain't from around here. You don't take care of where you came. You know what I'm saying? They try to guilt you into looking out for them when they never looked out for you. So to everybody out there, my final thing is, yo, just support people, whether you can benefit from it or not. Be selfless. That is the thing because karma to me is real. And the karma that you and the energy that you put out is the same energy you get back. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Yo, it doesn't hurt while you on YouTube. After you leave here, just go on a small person channel and just click it. You don't know how you'll make somebody's day
Right,
for 15 people to click on that video and they like, oh man, I got 15 views. You done made somebody's whole weekend.
right,
And to
right,
you, it took you less than 5 seconds.
right. I would say to that and to D Weezy real quick. D Weezy, like life be lifing, bro. I get it. And that was a perfect kind of segue to or a perfect way for me to not so shamelessly plug another episode I got coming out. It's basically about that, how life be lifing, man. So
Thanks.
just keep pushing forward, man, and handle that first. But also, you know, use the content making uh as your vice, man, as your way out of, you know, whatever you going through, you know, or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is, you know, if it's something that's bogging you down, use this if this is what you enjoy to do to kind of take your mind off some of those things.
Right.
Um, but I'll say, my cousin in here,
Yes,
cousin
sir,
Davon.
Davon.
What it do, cousin Davon?
Cause
I,
oh,
I guess we can't go nowhere yet.
oh.
Hey, y'all still alive?
Yeah, we
Yes.
still alive.
I was trying to come backstage.
Huh?
Did it
You
just did it
breaking
just
up
bring
there?
me up by itself?
Huh? Yeah, it brought you up by yourself. By itself. Jose working IT and got horrible connection.
Right, right.
uh, I like this, Yolanda. Yolanda B says energy is very important. I agree. Let's see who else we got. Sharon Grill says, Mike, you have that jazzy voice. Didn't even go to jazz say to play some jazz behind you.
Facts.
Look, I appreciate all of y'all was saying that. Mr. J, he got me back. That's just how I do when they on lunch break high tech. I just pop in on them. You know what I'm saying? I
Uh-huh.
just pop in. Um, right. IT joke. He look.
Horrible
Anyway,
reception.
he might be back or whatever. But to piggyback off what you saying, Hendo, um, I agree with being selfless, right? And kind of taking yourself out of the situation. But just I'll say this. When it's somebody's creation, right? Like we said, whether it's a podcast or whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's a AAU basketball team, or whether you selling baked goods, or whether you selling CDs, or whatever you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before you react, just think about for a second how much work that person put into that, right? To you, to the naked eye, it might be that little podcast,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, or that little basketball team, or that little that little piece of cake, or whatever, right?
Right.
But yo, those people are working hard to do that, yo. So before you react or want to say that, just think about that. Like, yo, just think about something that you put a lot of work into, right? And then put yourself in their shoes.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You know, one of the things that I do,
What's that?
if I see the little boys standing in front of a grocery store selling whatever they selling just to get their basketball team some
Mhm.
jerseys or whatever, right?
Right.
They selling cookies and chips and water. You know what I do, yo? I'll go and I'll ask him how much he got left. And he'll say, he's selling everything for $1. He'll say, I got 12 items or
Right.
whatever. And I'll say, well, look, man, here's 20, right? And he'll
Mhm.
try to give me everything. And I'm like, no.
Keep it.
Well, what I want you to do is put that 20 in your pocket and then sell the rest of the items, right?
Thanks.
And then when you sell those items, you're going to be on the plus, right? And you're going to make more money, right? And I appreciate your effort out here and trying to do what you're doing for something positive, right?
Right.
I know I done seen 100 people walk by you, right? Right. So, I mean, I just try to support in those type of ways. It's the small things. Like, I try to do that as much as I can when I see the kids like that. And like you
Mhm.
said, Hendo, it makes their day, right? So clicking on someone's YouTube channel, right? And they got an extra view than they was expecting. It makes their day, right? So just be considerate, right? Think before you react sometimes, because you can hurt somebody's feelings or something that they put a lot of hard work into, right?
Mhm.
So that's where I end on that. Let me get some more of these
Hold up,
comments.
but let's be real. Like, and somebody like you, they make it look easy. So
I,
that's why a lot of times people think that it is easy. Because when you got people that make it look simple, they don't see the hard work that comes in the background of all the stuff that you got to do. Like, let's take for example Brodney,
Mhm.
right? When it comes to making a pineapple upside down cake, it don't just make itself. I gotta go to the
I
market. I
need
gotta go get
ingredients.
ingredients. I can't even taste what I'm making because I don't eat, what I'm saying, the eggs and stuff like that. But it takes work to make that cake. But all I keep hearing is I ain't got my cake yet.
Yeah, he has hassled you on
Right.
that.
You gonna get your cake, bro.
It's look, man. Tell him send you some money too. Eggs about $8. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Actually,
Ferris makes an interesting point here though. Before we go, you got to
you
be
gotta be selfish.
selfish
Facts.
sometimes though. You do, right? You do, but I don't think you have to be selfish when it comes to somebody else's work, right? I think you be selfish when it comes to your work and your dreams. Sometimes you do have to uh move on from certain things, certain people, certain areas, certain groups to complete what you want to get done, right?
Right.
Um let's see. Jake P. Shout out to Jake P. What's up? Great video,
What's
fellas.
going
I
on?
appreciate it. Sharon says hello, I hope life is doing great. Saturday with Hendo. Hope to see you hanging with Hendo.
He
Yes,
is.
we're gonna get on. We're gonna get to that because I want Hendo to tell everybody about that. B. Brandon Basil says the effort and feelings ain't little, for sure.
Facts.
Brett says to me it could be life saving advice from your little podcast. Yo, 100%. I've seen it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Ferris says selflessness is a wonderful, but you got to be selfish on occasion. I don't disagree with you on that. Daddy, he said it's 26 people in the chat. Hit that like and subscribe. You right.
Facts.
You right. Thor said 100. What up, bro?
What's going on?
Let's see. I think Clot said how they talk up here. Two blue hot dude.
Hot dude. Hey, go put that in the zinc.
In the
zinc.
Let's see.
It's crazy.
That
It's
whole
crazy.
base stuff I'm definitely supporting. I think one time I had to run down someone for the recipe. Yeah.
It's crazy because Slutty Vegan had came up here last year.
Yo, the line was through the I was
know.
telling somebody about that.
I know, but I had to wait and finally get up to the front, and I ordered some burgers. And the girl was like, "Yeah, how many burgers you want?" I was like, "I want 2 burgers." She's like, "No, how many burgers do you want?" I said, ma'am, I want 2 burgers. She was like, no, how many burgers do you want? And like, ma'am, I want 2 burgers. She's like, you sure you don't want 2? I said, get out of my face. Get out of my face.
This is people based. People based.
Yeah. We just talking
Let's
in general.
In general talk. Brody says November head though. Guess he's been waiting.
Yeah.
Hendo,
yeah, what?
You need to revisit some contracts. Somebody trying to skip out on their contractual duties for tomorrow.
What's this? Is this still March?
This is March.
Oh yeah, she'll be there.
So I think we got everything. Trust folks. It ain't simple or easy for sure. It
ain't just turning on a camera and sitting there being like, "Hey y'all, shuck a jive." No,
this is man. Look, it's difficult. Like trying to get all these comments. I don't know how these brothers do it. Zay, you coming back in before we get out of here? Or you?
He like, I'm just chilling in the background. Oh, here we go.
You guys can see me? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Everybody
can you hear me?
Everyone can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear
you. Okay. Yeah, I'm at work.
We are live. I don't, you know, I don't want your
I was coming in here because I wanted to post this picture real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. That's the crew.
Yeah.
Yolanda asked.
And look at the champ right there. Look at that bling.
the champ Hendo.
He got about 20 points cooler with that bling right there.
Look, I'm leaving them all. People looking at me like, oh, who is that?
Right.
I'm like the champ. That's who.
You lucky the real one is all the way over there, or I will show you the real trophy for the Pick'em League. Anyway, man, let's do this.
About this?
That's my belt.
You talking about this belt? Look at how I can't find the ring. I forgot what I did with the ring. I don't know what the hell I did with it.
Yeah. Anywho, Hendo.
Yes, sir.
Show Black that you won from the LBHT show Pick'em League.
This is gonna be a fun year.
Congrats, I guess.
This is gonna be a fun year.
I don't know if we have a picture up here of the real winner. Nah, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Hendo. You won fair and square. I'm not.
Oh, you mean my little trophy?
Yeah, your little trophy.
My little trophy. You go ahead with your little trophy.
Go ahead with your little black. Go ahead with your little. But look, man, Hendo, I appreciate you. Oh, before we go, Zay, I know you at work. Is there anything that you want to put on this about, the lack of support that it may seem to be from your inner circle, and how you seem to get a ton of support from people that you don't know? Anything you want to add to this conversation before we get out of here?
No, I think you guys summed it up pretty well, man. Like I don't take it personal, like loved ones, like initially they're going to support you if you say, hey, I got this, business venture or thing I'm working on, or whatever, because they care about you, they're going to show you some initial support, but you haven't established yourself, right, in whatever you're doing. So it's natural for them to not fall all the way through. And it's not personal, but that's just human nature, right? Which is why we started out, we didn't tell anybody about it. I mean, even Mikey just found us one day,
Mm-hmm.
We got to put a tweet out, but that's how you do it. Don't put the pressure on your family, because, you're not going to get an honest answer anyway, right? They're not going to tell you if they don't like what you're doing, right? Because they want to support you. They want to be supportive. So tell a handful of people, and then just look, grow your channel, grow what you're doing organically, have strangers critique you, because you can take that criticism a lot better than family criticism, because you don't know that person, and then just build your brand. And eventually your family and friends will find out about it, and they're really going to stick to it because now you're established.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Mr. Hendo,
Yes, sir.
Appreciate, man, you coming on last minute.
Anytime.
You know, like I said, it speaks to you being exactly who you described yourself to be, because you will help in any way that you can at any time. So I appreciate that. Please plug your stuff. Please let people know what you got going on. Please let the people know where they can find you.
Okay, you can find me at currently Yolanda Wink Nod Ravens Online on Gatekeepers. It's about to go through a name change. I'm changing everything right now to make it uniform. You know, because I had like 4 different names for 4 different social media sites. So eventually it's just going to be ROUG Pod.
Okay.
Just to shorten everything up because the name is too darn long. You can find me tonight at 8 p.m. Mike, you're going to be there.
I'll be there.
Jose, you're going to be there?
I'll be on the road.
Okay. So
I might pop in though. I might pop in.
If you can. Tonight at 8 p.m. live on Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway. We finish up our top 30 greatest MCs of all time. Counting down numbers 10 through 1. You can also find me on Saturday nights hanging with Hendo, which Mike will be there, Coach Evans will be there, I'm sure Yolanda B will be there, man Dre's going to be there. I'm not sure about LBHT because there is a fight tomorrow, correct? So we'll go from there. Also on Sundays you can catch me doing a live stream about the Baltimore Ravens, and you know, pretty much feel like that. Going terrible. Also, you can catch me in audio form. Make sure wherever you get your audio podcast from, you go over there and take a listen. Listen, if you have not already and you like the conversations that we have right here, join the Patreon. We all have Patreon. We have Patreon for LBHT, myself, Coach Evans. Come join the fun. Drop in. You know, you could win that pretty belt that you saw. You can put your face on it for as little as $3 to start you off. You can come to Discord, have some fun. But that's pretty much what I got going on. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you already know. Anytime. Jose, I know you working. I don't know if you got time to drop in and plug where the people can find you. I'm sure all these people already know you. But for that person that doesn't, let the people know what you got going on.
Yes, I am one half of Lunch Break Hot Take. You see B in the chat right there. That's the other half. That's my brother. We do a live stream every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Overtime Show, which you can find on patreon.com/LBHT Show. Speaking of Patreon, Mr. OTR Mike. We'll be having a Patreon very shortly because I know you brothers and sisters want to support our brother Mike. So we're going to get that set up very soon. So collect your coins and be ready.
And pay your laugh tax. I charge a laugh
tax. Yes.
Yeah, man. So look, everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all jumping in here and checking us out, man. Midday. I know some of y'all are at work, some of y'all transitioning from work, some of y'all are on y'all way to the bar. If that's your thing, cool, man. Have fun. Do happy hour, you know. But look, man, I appreciate all of y'all. Hendo, appreciate you as well. Jose, you already know. Yolanda B, Brandon Basil, Clock, Brodney, Danity, D Weezy, everybody that popped in, man. Much love to y'all. And that's another episode of Open Mic with yours truly. This was Hanging with Hendo, the open mic version. Hanging with Hendo, the open mic version, man. Look, find me on the social medias that you see below. OTR_Mike on Twitter. I follow back as long as you ain't on that weird stuff.
Thanks.
And on TikTok at OTR Mike_ on Instagram. I'm there. You'll find more about me or the show on those places. You can also find the show for all my audio pod listeners on all your favorite streaming platforms. It is there. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. You know, I got another episode explaining where I've been at, but this is a little different. But you know, we out. We'll holla. Peace.
It's your boy Verse, and this is Open Mic with OTR Mike.
Yeah, that's right. This is the show where the mic is open for any discussion.
Feeling about OTR. I don't think we're done.
I'm going to try to find something that's going to be interesting. Then obviously on the Wednesday we got the actual show and then the overtime show, and I know
I'm all about
It's your boy
Freeze.
Verse.